welcome again to Achievers Pod, the show where we explore stories and strategies of successful women here who come on our live to be able to share their success stories with us, and also being able to help you and help us all to be able to achieve success in everything that we lay our hands to do. And today I am very honored to have another awesome woman in the house. Again, my name is Victoria Showme, and I am the host of the Achievers Pod. And I have this awesome woman of God whom I have known probably for over 15 years, and she has been a powerhouse behind a lot of successful organization. When you're talking about organization structure, leadership structure, building a cohesive team, an effective team, she is the brain behind that. And I remember many years ago, probably this is over 15 years, 16, 17 years ago, actually in our local church when we were in New York, we actually brought her in to help us with our growth, to help her with our leadership dynamic, to help us with the team. And we were blown away. I mean, the fantastic job that she did. And even after she left United States here, relocated back home to Kenya, she continued to do amazing, amazing things. And I am so honored and so excited to have her with us today. And I can tell you that as I'm so fully inspired and I've been really energetic by our teaching, coaching. Due to today, you're really going to have an insight into that, and I want you to to get ready because your life is going to be transformed one way or the other. So I am bringing over the madam. You know, we call her Pastor Frida Owinga, of founder of Passion Profit Limited in Kenya. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Victoria. We call you Pastor Vicky.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for having me.
It is my pleasure. We are so excited to have you. So, I mean, we have known you for over 15 years, if not even more than that. You have worked with us, you know, building business, building a ministry, and you are such a very, you know, soft-spoken, but at the same time, you are loaded, you are equipped to help a lot of people have destruction in their life, and also to help a lot of people out there turn their passion into profit. So I really just wanted to kind of let us into your life a little bit about what you do and how passion profit got started.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Pastor Vicky. As you have heard, my name is Frida. I'm born and raised in Nairobi, Kenya, which is in East Africa. I met Pastor Vicky when I lived in the US. I lived in Atlanta for 10 years. And during that time, I met Pastor Vicky. I worked with churches. I supported churches in leadership training and structuring. Today in Kenya, I help people turn their passion into profit. And I'm also the regional director for We Connect International, an organization that empowers women by training them, certifying them, and connecting them to co-create. So I often make fun and say that I do one thing in multiple spaces. Because in every space I am, I'd like people to do what they love and enjoy, and also to make impact. So many times when we hear profit, we only think about money. And while money is good, there's nothing wrong about money because money gives you more options. Yes. So the profit is money, but it's also, I say profit is your influence, which is impacting people and helping you to generate revenue. So it's a pleasure to be here, and I look forward to the conversation.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. I mean, and I love the way you put it. When you're talking about profit and you talk about money, that money give us choices. And I mean, I have watched you, I have listened to a lot of conversation, and we have been blessed, you know, by your wisdom of being able to take something from a very small, very local level and being able to blow it up to a really a bigger thing. And you are so blessed and so equipped. I mean, like you've been a blessing. So today we're going to talk into passion profit a little bit because I've seen I'm born and raised in Nigeria, and I still go back, still travel back and forth. And sometimes I come across a lot of people, even here in the United States, where people have passion, but then at the same time, they're not sure how to turn that passion into profit. And some people, we have some great ideas, and some will not even know how to start. They will not even know what to do, how to go about it. So I really want you to really talk about how people can really identify their passion and how they can get started to really turning that passion into profit rather than complaining about things that are not working, but turning what they have, that passion, fueling it, and then turning it around for something good for themselves.
Absolutely. So, having done this for a long time, I've come up with a formula of how
Hmm.
to help you kind of figure out what your passion is. The truth is, we all have a passion. It's
Hmm.
just that we don't always recognize it, or sometimes we downplay it. But passion is what God has really, it's a gift from God to
Hmm.
be able to be conscious and aware of the things that you love and enjoy, but
Hmm.
also to be aware of the things that you'd like to change.
To change.
Many times we know what we don't like and we complain about it, but if we can be reflective about it, we can find how to fix it. And if we fix it for somebody who is willing and able to pay us, then it turns into profit. So a simple way of doing that, you can go under your skin, and I spell skin as SKEEN. So first you do an audit of what are your skills. And
Hmm.
your skills are all the things that you're good at. And some people are good at cooking. They can put recipes together without looking at a book. What are some of the skills that you have? And then what is some knowledge that you have? Things that you have learned to make those, to sharpen those skills. And what is your experience? Inside your experience, you can find your passion because you'll notice the things that you love and enjoy, but you'll also notice areas where you went through pain and you are
Hmm.
able to come out of it. Those are critical moments where you can use those skills, that knowledge, that information to help somebody else. And then you can also think of your education. Many people are trapped by their education. And I say they're
Hmm.
trapped by their education. Here in Africa, people go to school because we are taught from a very early age, go to school, work hard, and get a job. But there are no jobs. So people are still going to school, people are still going to school. And then they tell you, I have this degree and I have that degree. And it's wonderful to be educated, but I'd rather have education that I can apply to solve problems.
Hmm.
Because until you are solving problems, real problems for real people, then you won't get paid. But if you're able to turn that education into solutions, you will get money. So all these things, you put them together. Then the last one is your networks. You cannot, you cannot do anything worthwhile on your own. All
Hmm.
right. So who is in your network? And your network is your family network. No matter what you do, your family is will always be your
Your
family. All right.
family.
You didn't choose them. Yeah. That is where God put you. So there's your family. And family, it's important to be close to your family because it is only family that sticks out their neck for you when things go thick. Then it's your professional network, people you went to school with. Maybe you're an accountant, you're a marketer. They're always professional networks. It's good to
Hmm.
be in one. And then the other one is your social network. Don't just be all work and no play. And then also your spiritual network, because having an anchor in God is critical. That is what has really helped me all my life. I'm a vessel of grace. So there's nothing special about me without God.
God.
And I'm not shy about that. All right. So you need a spiritual network, people that can anchor you, that can help you know that there's a higher being outside yourself called God. We didn't drop from the sky. We didn't
Hmm.
evolve from apes. At least I didn't evolve from an ape.
Me too. I
So,
know that, yes.
so why are we not evolving anymore? But anyway, that's a story for another
Another
day.
time.
Yeah. And then there's I said your social, and then a charity network, a network where you're able to give back to others. Okay. So when you look under your skin, all these little pieces, you put them together to know how can you solve problems, okay, using this mix. Just like when you're baking a cake, you have all the ingredients on the table, but until you mix them up, it's not a cake. So also your passion, it's not just one thing, it's multiple ingredients that you serve to the world. And if you do it right, you get profit. Yeah, because that is why we are created, really.
Oh, wow, wow. I love the acronym that you use. I mean, and it's so easy and so straightforward. And I'm just kind of going to rephrase that as you just went through them. As SKEEN, SKEEN. So number one, she talks about the skill, your knowledge, experience, the challenges you've gone through, what you've learned from there, and your education. And I love the way you talk about education is like using the education to solve problem, not just using the education just as an accolade and just something to put on the wall, but that the
Or
knowledge would be
initials behind your name.
exactly all those big letters behind your name and they don't turn into money.
And no impact, no influence, no money. So
No impact, exactly, no impact, no influence, and people call you these big names. They can't even pronounce it, and then there is nothing that follows, no substance. And then to talk about the N, the network, which is another one, and you broke it down into different areas of network, starting with your family, your professional, your spiritual, your social, charitable. I mean, they are like all, you say it in such a way that everyone can really relate to it. They are all the ingredients that you have in different places, but then when you put them together and you mix them well, using the cake analogy, then you got a beautiful, I mean, very soft, sweet, flavorful cake because you put all the ingredients together. So we are going to start. I really love that acronyms, and even to me, I see myself in all of these things. So when people come to you, they are struggling with certain things, people have gone to school because even here in the United States, people still lose job. I am in Texas, and about a week or 2 weeks ago, one big healthcare organization laid off a lot of medical personnel, a lot of nurses laid them off. Yes, a lot of nurses. So people still go through that here. And even since after COVID, the landscape of things have changed, even in developed countries, that people they were working certain jobs before, all of a sudden that job no longer exists. So I really just want to kind of help people out when they got to that point. Maybe their education, they've got all this degree, they're not able to get a suitable job or a job that will provide for their family, or they don't even have any, but then they have knowledge, they are skilled, they have experience. So how can they be able to put all of the pieces together, all these ingredients, and be able to make a very flavorful cake and be able to help people solve their problem? How do they get started?
thank you so much, Pastor Vicky. The first thing is, like I said, you need to be aware. So you need to be aware of what you're good at. You also need to be aware of what people need so that you put the two together. Many times people say, oh, I like singing. I want to do this or I want to do the other, but who cares? All right. Because the person who cares is the one who is willing and able to pay you.
Okay.
So the first thing is, once you know what your passion is, you want to package it. You want to package it in a way that it will solve other people's problems. We are here to solve other people's problems. We are here for a purpose, and our purpose is to contribute value. And as we contribute value, we make impact. And if we make impact, we are likely to make income.
If you make if you make impact, you are likely going to make income.
Income, yeah.
Okay, I love that. I love that.
So the key thing is people, there's a process to everything. So just because you've gone to school, there's no guarantee you're going to get a job.
No.
But you will get work. I like to tell people to think of Instead of thinking of a job, think of work. When you think of work, you'll find so many ways you can apply your skills. You can apply your skills and get experience while volunteering. And while you apply your skills while volunteering, your skills will be sharpened, you will network, you will get other opportunities. So don't be so fixated that this is what I went to school to do. I must get a job that looks like that. You're going to sleep hungry. It doesn't, because life is no longer a straight line.
Oh,
It doesn't
wow.
always work like that. So what after you finish school, and I tell young people all the time, after you finish school, you have a good opportunity to serve in other organizations, get experience, and get exposure. Another E inside is exposure. Get exposure, learn how to work with different people, learn how to put systems together, see how systems are put together in an organization. So whether you're employed or an entrepreneur, none is better than the other. Because some people say, one day I want to have my own company so that, I'm not working for somebody else. Not necessarily. One is not better than the other. The most important thing is that you're doing what you enjoy, you're adding value, and you're being paid for it. So it could be working for somebody else, it could be working for yourself, and there'll be different seasons. The season when you're starting, you may not make a lot of money because people still don't know you. You're still trying it out. So you must be willing to grow. All right. Just like a seed is put in the ground. All right. It is covered with the dirt. You don't see it, but it's not dead. There's a lot going on during that time in the dark. So when you talk of turning your passion into profit, it's not an overnight success. You must be willing to be patient. You must be willing to work for other people sometimes to generate revenue, because the most important thing is that you're working and generating revenue to meet your obligation. Right? So how we think is very critical to the success that we're going to enjoy. So once you know what your passion is, package it into a product or a service, and then name it. Don't name it something you enjoy or like, because it's not you who's going to be buying that product. So who is interested? And the people who are interested in your products or services, what is appealing to them in terms of a name? All right. So like now I'm in Kenya, I lived in America. If I live in America and I give my company a name that only Kenyans understand, I might not go very far. I know Swahili names, and now people are liking Swahili, but whatever name I give needs to make sense and needs to be appealing to the people who are going to use it. All right. And many people tell me, what does Google mean? I said, I don't know. Google has made a lot of money. So if you're going to start and you want to be like Google, I'm not with you. You're on your own. So it's better to have a name that will last long, but have a meaning for it so that you can also communicate it in your stories as you're talking to others. So package it, name it, all right? And name it in a way that is appealing to others, then promote it. Many times we only promote does not mean talk to your family only. Your family will always tell you it is nice, go for it, you're great, you're wonderful. No, go out to the market. If other people say that, then you're ready. But if other people give you feedback and say, no, you should do this or you should do the other, listen to them, because they're the ones who are going to pay for it. Don't go and cry to your mother or your father or your husband, unless they're going to be buying from you.
Buy from you.
Promote it and then price it. Many times people in services are guilty of this. When you ask them how much is it, they say, I'm going to send you an email. Or no, you're in
Long process.
passion for profit, so package it, promote it, price it. So even if you're in services, you can say this could cost anything from X amount to X amount, because there's no day you ever went into a shop and the shopkeeper said, I'll send you an email about the price. No, they always tell you the price. Okay, they say it's X amount. If you buy wholesale, it's X amount. So you also price your passion. Find out from other people who are doing something similar. You don't have to tell them you're trying to find out your price. Just do your research. What is the pricing for, for the kinds of products you're serving, but also count in the time that you're putting in, the ingredients that you're putting in, and then come up with a price. Whatever you do, make sure you price it, and then make sure that it's a price that is a little higher than the amount of money you're putting in to get it. That is why it's profit. You're not just doing it to get back your money. You're doing it to get back your money and some more.
Profit.
That's why it's called profit.
Oh my, you gave us other piece, about 4 pieces here, which I mean, I really love the way you breaking them down, and I believe everybody can really resonate with this and can apply this simple process. You talk about once you have the passion, is you package it in such a way that you package the solution that it offers. So it can be a product, it can be a service. So once you have your passion, make sure it's something that is going to offer solution to people, like she said. And then she talks about having a name for it. And I think that is a big deal. A lot of people made a mistake when they are coming up with the names for their business, whatever it is, because they are thinking of themselves. But like you said, think about the customer. When somebody hears the name of your company, let them understand what it means right there, even without kind of like have to Google it. What does that mean? And like you said, when you name it in such a way, it helps you even to tell the story behind it. Like you having a passion profit. I mean, is the name really says it all.
That's right.
So I like that. And then you talk about promote it. Though you have your family members who believe in you, and most of the time, family members, they wouldn't want to hurt us, right? If they see you putting all this effort in, and then you tell them, oh, what do you think? They will feel somehow, they will feel like, I don't want to discourage. Let me say it's nice, right? you know
Even if they don't like it.
Exactly. But then when you take it to actual people will pay for it, that will be very honest with their feedback and we tell you, oh, this, if you've done it this way, it will be better. I think that is big. And then you're talking about price it. You price it not just for whatever you put in, because factor in the time it takes to do all the research, to put all the ingredients together and having profit, because we're talking about profit. So, ma'am, I want us to talk about, because putting all this together, sometimes people face challenges. And when people have passion, everybody have passion. Most people with their passion, they want the passion to be the big thing out there, right? We had on Facebook, started from his garage, and it become this. We had of Google, all of the Apple, how we started. But then there are challenges that come with that. So I want you to talk about how people can get over those challenges, because number one, when you talk about promote it, some people, when they share some things with you and you give them honest feedback, sometimes it can hurt their feelings. It can be like, oh, I thought this is gonna blow up overnight. That tomorrow I'm gonna be a millionaire. But then it doesn't happen like that. So I want you to kind of speak into that process of turning that passion into profit, and what people need, to really help them, because a lot of people want to start today and tomorrow, be that multi-million dollar. So please speak into that, ma'am.
Okay, so you must have a vision, and a vision is a clear mental image of a preferable future. So having a vision for why you're doing what you're doing is going to help you stay grounded. All right. So I had John Maxwell say once that write your vision in ink and your strategy in pencil. Your strategy in pencil, because when you set out to do what it is you're doing, you're going to be getting feedback. So you should be willing to change. But your vision of how you want the world to change because of the work you're doing should remain. I started Passion Profit to foster creation of decent work. When I came back home to Kenya, I thought I was going to do leadership training. But people are coming to ask me for work. And the people that were coming to ask me for work, they had papers, they had gone to school. So I'd ask them, what can you do? They'd say anything. Then, no, first they will show me papers. So I'll say, why are you giving me papers? I asked, what can you do? So they say anything. I say, why, with these kinds of education, you want to do anything? Really? There's something wrong with that. All right. So that is how now I started Passion Profit, because I realized that I can help these people think of other things that they can do. But you see, you're not going to start doing something today and get the traction to generate enough money that you want. So have a vision, but you also must have a strategy. All right.
Vision
And I
and
know,
strategies. Oh,
yes, you must have a strategy of how are you going to make that reality come to pass? And there are different tools that you can use today. One that I really like is called the business model canvas. With the business model canvas, it's a tool that can help you know what is the value proposition that your passion is offering, who are the partner, what kind of segmentation can you have for the work that you're going to do, what partners do you need to work with, which are the channels that you're going to distribute, how much money will you put in, how much revenue can you generate. So you need to know that when you start, you cannot, many times the problem is we are comparing ourselves with a corporation that has been in existence, all right? So you need to know how much money do you need for your obligations? How much money will this business generate? How can you bridge the gap? I like America because you can do different things, different hourly jobs while you're making this thing grow. In Kenya, there isn't much like that. But I find that if you're willing to work for somebody else for a season, or if you're willing to do something that you don't necessarily like for a season to generate revenue, then you're going to be okay. But if you're just fixated on doing one thing that is not generating enough revenue, you could go hungry very quickly, all right? So you need to have that balance, willingness of doing something that you may not be comfortable doing to bridge the gap between the money you're making and the money you ought to make until that gap is closed.
Oh, wow. Wow. So I like the way you put in it, because you start talking about vision. When you talk about passion, you're talking about, how you get started. But then at the same time, what vision do you have in mind for this thing that you are starting? And you talk so much talking about, once you know the vision, make sure the vision is written in ink, that this is the vision. But then the strategies in place, because things can move
You have to
around.
keep changing.
Yeah, it can change. Yeah, you go back to the drawing table again. One is not working, you erase it, you put another one there. You move number one to number two, number three to number one. You move them around. Strategies. I love that. And then you to start talking about starting too. You talk about the business model canvas. You're talking about because sometimes people don't understand, or they underestimate, what it takes to actually have that vision to get to that big goal. People underestimate it. We look at the pros, we forget about all of the hard work that goes into it. Yeah, you talk about the financing, if you need segmentation, if you need to network partnership. So I want you to kind of, still have some time, if you can just talk more about that, because a lot of people gloss over that. They think I can just fly through all this and just arrive at this level. So if you can just really help us with that process, all that is needed.
I think that is the hardest process. And it's hard because I like how the Bible says, my people perish for lack of knowledge. Okay. So enough people have gone through that hardship that we don't need to go through that hardship anymore. When you're starting a business, you're going to need money. So either you save for it, if you have the discipline for it, or you work and transition out of work into a business. Because remember that if this business is to pay your obligations, you're going to need money. but you're also going to need money to build a business. So you need to be realistic. In America, it's different. You can get a credit card. You can't just get a credit card willy-nilly here. Right? So you can start with your credit card. You can build your credit and start with a credit card. But at home, you'll need to figure out, how do I start? How do I raise some money to make this happen? So that as I'm working on it, I'm growing it, there are sources of income, of capital that you can get. And at home we have at home is Kenya. We have what we call table banking. Table banking is a revolving fund where small business owners come together and every month they put their money together and they borrow the same money and they give each other, they pay back with a small interest. So that money keeps growing. And then now they're able to get some working capital to do what they want. But as you're doing that, we encourage you also to keep your records so that as your business is growing, you can get a loan from the bank or you can get a loan from other people that will be willing to lend you money. So as a business owner, you must keep your records because nobody is going to give you money if they cannot see a demonstration that what you're doing is generating money and there's a need for it. That's why they should lend you their money so that you can make more money and pay them back. So people tend to think that just because I have an idea, I should be given money. Not necessarily. The person with money is giving you money to grow their money. So you must demonstrate that you can grow the money. Or you don't get any more. And how do you demonstrate? You keep receipts, you keep records, you show how you're spending that money. All right. So it's a small thing, but many business owners skip that. If you can't show a track of if you can't prove if you can't demonstrate how you're generating revenue and your ability to grow it, then you're going to go bust.
And I think that is where, like when you're talking about the vision, that is where that comes in and the strategies. Because if someone is going to trust you with money, they want to know for a fact that number one, they can trust you, and number two, that you have a track record of doing something and increasing, that I mean, I'm looking for the word to use. Because even me, people come to me for money. I mean, you help people, you give people money, but then you have to see the passion and see that these people, yes, what they said they were going to do, they have a track record. They can show you, this is what I've done. I started with 1,000. I put 1,000 here. This is what this money did for me. This is where we are. I think it kind of make it easy for people wanting to help. But just having the name, oh, I have these ideas, and think people will trust money into your hands. It's not like that. Even here in the United States, things have changed. I mean, people are since COVID and since different things, the landscape have changed. I think about a few years ago, some major banks here collapsed. We have a few major banks here that collapsed, that were funding startups and all of that. So the dynamic has really even changed, that you need to have a very good track record. Your credit score must be very, very good. You must be able to demonstrate and show them, different things before they can loan you money or do anything. And I think that is where like discipline comes into all the things that we are doing. But I want you to talk about that discipline in building the business, because sometimes, like, we start something, we want to see it grow, but then at the same time, there are disciplines in making sure that you have everything you're doing is working together. You are investing timely on it, and at the same time, you are not you are not spending unnecessarily, but that you're able to work with what you have and build it from there, and the discipline to grow, to work on yourself and all of that. So if you can speak onto that, ma'am.
And that's a good question, Pastor Vicky. That's when you need a business plan, because your business plan is going to show you what you're supposed to be doing at every season of the business. Ooh. And if that is not happening, you need to be willing to pivot or to change. I find that sometimes we continue in the same business for a long time over and over without making a change. And what should guide you is at this time of this business, this is what should be happening. All right. But the biggest sign is if you're not making money, you need to do something about it. All right. Because if you're not making money and you keep doing the same thing, then you're just going to continue losing money.
The money.
All right. So you have to be conscious. But with a business plan, you're going to have metrics that you're measuring that can help and guide you to know that I'm on track, I'm not on track, I need to do something, I need to make a change. And I always say, if it is not working, find something else to do. Because there are many problems to solve. So find the right problem to solve. You need to be willing to pivot. Okay, first, you need to be willing to persevere because it's not going to be rosy from day one. And it's your vision that keeps you alive to continue doing what you're doing. But your vision should start coming to reality. If it is not coming to reality, then you need to find out what do you need to tweak to make it happen. So you persevere, you are persistent, but you must be willing to pivot. Okay, so that you can get to that profit.
So you can get to that profit, you persevere, you persist, and if you need to pivot a little bit, that you're able to do that. And I want you to, as we're gonna be wrapping up, I want you to help us kind of speak into certain things that are must if you want to have that successful passion profit. You know, because sometimes I do believe that some investments that as someone who has passion, as someone who wants to grow, who wants to make profit, that there's some investment that you have to put into that business. So I want you to speak into those negotiating investment that really they're like, these are the things you must have in place if you want to have a successful business. And I know you're talking about business plan. So just kind of give us an ideas. What are the things people need to have in place that somebody might be able to do it for free, but then there are some things you have to be willing, yes, to pay for.
Okay. All right. I like that. You must be willing to invest. Sometimes they say you must be willing to invest money to make money. But the one thing is that you must have a vision. It's good to have a business model because when your business is starting with the business model, you're going to be able to know what is working, what is not working, and then you can pivot. And then when you have traction, you can have a business plan. So the business plan has more detail. All right. So now, another thing that you must have is that outside the technical stuff, you must be patient.
Be patient. You must be patient.
You must be willing to persevere, listen and learn. All right. And feedback is good, but not all the feedback we hear, we are going to like. So always remember, whatever somebody is telling you, it's not personally on you. It's about the business to help make it better. So you listen and learn. All right. You must be willing to listen and learn. And learning means that you're going to need to make changes. Change is the only permanent thing in business. All right. So you must be willing to change to keep moving forward. Okay. Just as if it is not working, willing to change and start something else might be an option also. Because I do what I do to foster creation of work, but I've done it in so many different ways and fashion. Okay. Because I'm listening, what do people like? What is working for them? Doing physical, we did physical meetings. We started doing Zoom meetings during COVID. But before COVID, when I tried to do Zoom with people, they'll say, no, we cannot do Zoom. But after COVID, everybody wants to jump on Zoom, Google Teams, what? You know? So if I insisted the first time when I started talking about Zoom, maybe I wouldn't have had those clients, all right? So everything has a season and a time and how you communicate it. There's some early adopters, some adopt later. So have that balance of listening, learning, and making changes as appropriate so that you keep going forward. And it is not a straight line. It will not go as you had planned, but it is progressive, it is evolving. So most of the things you need to invest in are more soft skills than technical skills, all right? If you need to get a coach or a mentor, I highly recommend that you have somebody that you're working with that can guide you, that can answer your questions, that can hold you accountable. Because as business owners, you are the boss, and who tells the boss anything? So you need to have a mentor and then invest in good networks.
Yes.
I find sometimes as business owners, we just want to go for free events, and there's nothing wrong for free events, but you're going to find people who like free things, but you want your products to be bought. So make sure you mix it up, all right? So you invest in networks, invest in associations, invest in professional associations, invest in a coach or mentor or a community where there are other business owners where you can learn and grow, all right?
Oh, wow. I
Don't
love
walk
that because,
alone.
yes, because I was going to ask about that because we started talking about the SKEEN, SKEEN, and here was about network where you were talking about, family, professional group, your spiritual group, community and different things. And now you bring it that in. And I think because as a business person, you're not going to know everything the day you started your business. But once you
No.
start and you are meeting with different people, you are learning from other people. You're able to, number one, you are not alone by yourself. You have people that you can share some bodies with, right? Either a mentor, either a coach, and other fellow business people, people who are probably doing something similar, who have walked the walk you are trying to, the path you are trying to
Don't
get
reinvent
started.
the wheel.
Yes. So, and I think that is very, very good. So now let's bring you back home to Passion Profit as we wrap up. So tell us, how people can get to work with you. I know you are in Kenya, but now we're talking about Zoom. A lot of people can do that. And this that we are doing, so we are connected internationally because I am here in the United States and she's in Kenya, and we are making this work. So help us speak into how people can connect with you, especially for Passion for Profit. And I know you did talk about a women's network that you're part of. If you can speak into that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Passion Profit, we have a website, www.passiontoprofit.co. And my email is frida@passiontoprofit.co. You can find me mostly on LinkedIn. I really like LinkedIn. Or you can follow me on my Facebook page. I'm not good with IG and all that other stuff, but LinkedIn, I'm normally on LinkedIn. And then I'm also part of We Connect International. I'm the regional director for Africa. We Connect International trains women, certifies them, and connects them to international corporate bids. So we're in 135 countries. We are big in America. We are in 3 countries in Africa: Kenya, Nigeria, and South Africa. And what we do is we identify women-owned businesses as a business that is 51% owned by a woman. And then we train you to understand how to supply corporate markets. And then we connect you because we have member buyers who are corporations who want to increase their spend on supplies. They want to increase their spend on supplies by giving women contracts. So we train the women, then we connect them to the corporates. After you get a certification, so the certification helps the corporate. When you get the certification, you have a logo that shows WBE, Woman Business Enterprise, which shows the corporate that you are credible, you are a woman-owned business, first of all, you are competent, you are credible, and you can supply. You're compliant, and you can supply a corporate. Yeah. Compliant, credible, capable.
All the C's: compliance, capable.
And credible.
Incredible, incredible, incredible. Oh wow. I really love that. So guys, all of the information she shared, we are going to put them in the description, to be able to connect with her. And if you want to be part of the We Connect, like she said, three major countries in Africa, Nigeria, Kenya, and
And South Africa.
South
South
Africa.
Africa.
And big here in the United States. So we are going to put all that
Yes.
information in. So for the We Connect, for the program and the certification, how long is it? What does it involve? Is there any payment to it? If you can speak just a little bit on that.
Okay. And the website is weconnectinternational.org. And the certification is a process where you work with an assessor to go through your documents. It's an international certification that we do so that you work with an assessor so that a corporate can know that you are certified and you're good to go, you're open for business. And it's all on our website. The documents that you need is $350 per year. In the Africa region, you pay for 1 year now and you get 2 years free before the year runs out. Yes.
Oh, that is amazing. That is amazing. So, so that is for women only, right? The We Connect.
That is for women only, women in business, yes, who own 51% of their business.
Is business. Okay, that is a great information, guys. We are going to put that in the show notes so you can be able to see if you want to dive into that. And like she talked earlier on about networking, professional association. You're going to see like other fellow women there who are doing business.
Yes.
So you are not going to be alone. And she said there is an assessor that will be assigned to you, and probably we guide you through all of that. And you having that certification, it shows that you are in compliance, you are credible, all of those things, and it opens door. It opens door for you. So I believe that is going to be a good investment if you are a woman in business and you are looking to grow and you are looking to do businesses, with other big corporations. They can help you with that. So hasn't been a great time because I have been so filled with all this information, even for myself and even for the people that that comes into my life. I deal with a lot of women, and what you have shared is really a great eye-opening. I love how we started the SKEEN. I cannot forget that. I love all of the P that you talk about, your price, promote it, you package it. I love all of that. I love about the vision and the strategies, and then you're wrapping up with all the network, all of the things that we need to put in place. And the piece you talked about you have to persevere, you have to be persistent, and sometimes you may need to pivot a little bit if whatever you are working on is not working, that you are flexible, you're adaptable. So it has been a great time, ma'am, spending this time with you. I don't know if you have any last word any last word of encouragement you want to give to people out there, anything before we close out.
Wow. The key thing, be aware of who you are, be more aware of the value you contribute as opposed to what you don't know, because it is your value that makes that difference. Don't compare yourself to others. You are unique. You are created to stand out. So don't try to copy another. Focus on contributing the value that you have. Thank you very much for having me, Pastor Vicky.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. It's been a great time with you today.
Thank you.
And everyone, I hope you've enjoyed it as I have enjoyed the session with, I call her Pastor Frida. She has really laid out a simple grassroots of turning that passion into profit, all the things that you need to do. So take note, watch again, pause, and if you have enjoyed the session, please leave us a great review, either on the YouTube, on the Achievers part, we are on Apple, we are on Spotify. Just leave us a review, and if you have not subscribed, please subscribe, and I will see you next time. God bless you. Have an amazing week. Bye for now.